Hey guys, what's going on? It's Raven once again, and we're doing more customizing, yay! I am in a customizing mood, and we're working on our second female Mandalorian. This one is going to look more like my character that I have in the Old Republic. I showed a picture of her on the review of the first female Mandalorian I did. This one's going to be a little bit more similar, not completely, but it'll be a kind of a general approximation of that. Yes, college words right now. So this is the Val figure right now. This is the one that I told you guys I had the arm broke. So I actually found a battle droid arm. It's a super battle droid arm. And I drilled out the joint here. And this thing is great. It moves up and down. I got it to rotate. It looks like it was actually supposed to be there, and it fits really well. And I like it. It looks really cool. So, I don't know if we'll be painting this up much. I'll probably just dry brush it a little bit, but if you can tell, it's a lot different as far as the thigh armor goes from what I did on the first Mandalorian. First of all, she has thigh armor on both thighs. She's not going to have that holster like the first one did. And then I started molding the crotch piece, and that's going to be a little bit different as well. So, this one's going to have more detail in the armor plating. Look, it's like Old Republic. Flaming uppercut! Whoosh. Alright, so continue on in the road to review. I realized in the last one that I did featuring this figure, I did not show how to remove the, whatever, evolve, take to, whatever, all this crap. There's this writing on the boots, and it's, it's a texture kind of thing, you can feel it. So basically what I do is, you just take your X-Acto knife. Alright, busted out the handy dandy tripod here. So basically what you do is you go ahead and you take your knife and you just kind of drag it across. It's hard to do this behind the camera. Just drag it across like that. Even though it's like I'm looking down the camera lens, hard to tell the depth of it. Let me look past the camera. There we go. It's easy. Okay. When I'm actually looking at it, I can do it. If I'm trying to do it through the camera, like right now I'm looking over the camera and doing this, I can see. So that's basically how you kind of do that. You're just going to keep doing that till it's completely flat. You can go ahead and get some sandpaper later and kind of make sure you didn't miss anything. But if you do this right, and this is smooth now, as you can see, there's no more bump, no letter bumping. Once you pin over this, it'll look like it was never there, and you'll have a nice boot. Alright, so continuing on, I've started doing some sculpting here. Made a chest piece, and actually made a strap that goes around the back. Gotta go in and sand that a bit. The clay started, I took too long to sculpt, and the clay started drying up. Ooh, excuse me. So I wasn't able to get everything nice and smooth. I've been trying to get things smooth before I go ahead and sand, but, oh well, I don't mind sanding anyway. And these are the legs so far. Using my last little bit to start making, the first part of the upper portion of the thigh armor. What I plan to do is, this armor is actually going to go around the entire thigh, and then I'm going to fill in these, and then I'm going to do the panel lines left to right, because remember, this is based off the off Ashimar, one of my bounty hunters in the Old Republic. So she has the Remnant Underworld chest, and then she has the Unbreakable Veteran legs and boots. So that's what I'm doing here now. So we'll continue. I'll start working on the helmet at some point. I'm just working on the body armor right now, and then I'll start working on the helmet later. And then for the arm, I'm going to keep it the way it is because I want it to look like she basically replaced her arm with a battle droid arm anyway. I've got some silver leaf rubbin buff. No, not that kind of rubbin buff. And I'm going to use that just to weather it a little bit. I'm going to keep it the same color, but I'm just going to add a little bit of silver wear and probably some black wash after that. But we'll continue and see how it looks. Alright, and continue on. This is the sculpt so far for the next Mandalorian female. put her next to the original one that I did, so you can see there's a lot of differences obviously in the armor. The new one is a bit more armored out, and her helmet is obviously different. Chest piece, leg armor, boot armor, even her knee armor I think I'm going to go in and change a little bit. So let's take a closer look at this so far. I got to go in and sand a bit. I added this other piece of putty and stuff to thicken the helmet out, and I want to sand it down so it looks smooth. And I gave her a little, I don't know, piece on the end of the helmet. Alright guys, and a quick update, just continuing to sand and put some more detail. I'm adding some lines here to the side of the chest, and just going through and rescribing some lines and smoothing out some things. And I messed up the line here, so I'm having to put some spot putty, and then I'll sand it down again and try it again, but it's coming out pretty good. Alright guys, and before we start painting, I just want to show you guys I finished sculpting everything. We're here in the Xeon office. See my Fist of the North Star that I was so happy to get. I finished sculpting. I added some more detail to the helmet. I added the fin for the Mandalorian Clansman. I was going to use a piece from the Tall Geese, but it was just too big and I didn't like the way it looked. I attached a spare piece from a Gundam for the other side of the helmet. The character in game has like an antenna coming out of this. I don't know if I want to do that. I might still go back and do it. I just felt like it was overkill. She has so much going on as it is. I sculpted some shoulder armor that's kind of based off the armor I have in game. And I was looking for a belt to use, but I didn't find anything, so I ended up sculpting the belt. I just finished this. I still have to clean that up a little bit, but that's the belt that my character wears in game. She does have two straps that hang down, but I don't think I'll be doing that. And yeah, it's a lot of detail I did on this one, and I'm hoping that it all comes off. And of course, so I get to the end of sculpting, and I go to pull out the droid arm, and this broke. So thankfully, it kind of snapped in half. So I ended up putting in a piece of a paper clip, drilling that in, and then drilling a hole in the socket. So once again, the Val Funko figure strikes again. Like I said in the other Road to Review, on the other one I did, I'm really glad I didn't pay $20 for this, or I'd be pissed. Alright, we're going to get to painting. It's going to be gunmetal with yellow, and I think the jumpsuit will be black. We'll see how that looks. Alright guys, and a quick update. I've been painting up the female Mandalorian. Got that gunmetal going on that I like. I decided to give her a black jumpsuit instead of the sea gray. I am going to use the gray though for the back. That's going to be the strap that goes around, and also for the belt. So we'll be using gray, but for the belt and the straps, and then the black will be for the jumpsuit. So it's coming out pretty good. There's a backpack here. I showed this off earlier. This is from a Gundam. I need to do another pass on this. There's the feet, upside down right now. And I'm chewing ice while I record this terrible habit of mine, sucking and chewing on ice. But it's coming around good, so we'll do an update when we get more. I'm really liking the way the helmet turned out. I did a lot of work on the helmet, a lot of sculpting. Trying to figure out how to make that fin look decent, and I think it's coming out alright. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. The only other couple things I'm going to do is once I'm done painting, on the armor set there is a like strap that goes around, so I'm going to use a strap from the Val figure, but since I added this armor, the strap is now too small, so I'm going to have to cut it, and then put it around, and then super glue the two halves to the back. And then once I do that, then I will basically just super glue the backpack over that, so you can't tell that the belt is cut or whatever, and you know. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the only other thing I'm going to do is do some weathering on the droid arm and some weathering on the gun. For the gun, we'll be using the Battle Droid Blaster. It kind of makes sense since she has a Battle Droid arm. And it's, to be honest, the only gun I liked her with anyway, so that's what we're going to go with. Alright guys, so we're at the end of this road to review here, and we're going to do one thing real quick. The blaster and the machine arm that I have for this character, I'm going to weather them a little bit with some silver rub and buff. Now, if you've seen my Iron Wreath road review, you've seen that I used that for the first time, so this will be the second time I'm using it, and this time I'll be applying it with a paintbrush. Real quick, just a shout out to the rest of the squad here. Now, this just further drives home the thing that bothered me about my Mandalorian Hunter. Boba's helmet is so big. Next to the female doesn't look too bad, plus she's a bit taller, but next to him, it just looks so off. So I don't know if he'll be joining the squad, if he'll be in the background, but just wanted to point that out real quick, in case anyone's seen my Mandalorian Hunter road review or review. You can kind of see more or less what I'm talking about, what's been bothering me with that figure I did. And then over here, drying out, we have the rest. We have the main figure that's been all painted, and she came out really good. I'm really proud of the paint job. I modeled her, like I said, after my bounty hunter, one of my bounty hunters I have in the game, Star Wars: The Old Republic, and she's ready for a clear coat, and then a little bit of wash, and then she's good to go. But we're gonna real quick do this and show you the results, and then that'll be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Alright guys, and just to see, basically all I did was, you just get a very little bit of this, this rub and buff. This stuff goes a long way. You get just a little bit on there, wipe it off with a, wipe some of it off with a paper towel, and then just kind of hit the areas that you want to basically show wear. And I like doing this much better with the brush. I tried it with the Q-tip when I did my other prop. Q-tip is good if you're using the rub and buff to, like, cover a bolt or a circular area, or you're following a line. But if you're trying to do wear, I would go with a paintbrush is the best. It's just where you can make that that really cool chipping effect. So this is really cool. Here's the gun, and this stuff I feel like will last you just forever, because I mean, you literally, I mean, it's crazy. Just like you get a little dab and it just keeps going and going and going. It's like the freaking Energizer Bunny. It's crazy. Alright guys, so this will end the road to review. The figure is basically done. Last thing I'm going to do is clear coat it, put a little bit of panel lining and whatnot on it. But everything else is done, and I'm going to put her together. And then you'll see the finished product in the review, like as our custom as of late. So I hope you guys subscribe for that. Like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below and let me know, what do you think so far of this custom? I think this is going to be the best Mandalorian I've done to date. Of course, she is the sister of this one. She's made from the same figure, a Val Legacy Collection figure from the Evolve video game. And she is just going to, I think, blow her out of the water. Now, she's basically the opposite of this one. This one is light armor, light on the yellow because she's a sniper. The one I'm doing is more of a power tech type Mandalorian, heavy on the armor, and then more colorful, and ready to just come in there and just flaming uppercut you in the face. So, well, we will see how they all look together, and we'll still be doing more. The Guavian Enforcer in the background is going to be the leader. And then I also will be getting a bootleg Revoltech Boba Fett, but I will be using that to make a Mandalorian strategist. He's going to be in this group, and he's going to be the older of the of all the Mandalorians in that group, and he's going to be the strategist. So that will look pretty cool, I hope. So stay tuned for all the cool stuff we'll be doing here on the channel. Also, at some point, we'll be showing off the diorama, the Gundam. If you're in the Gundam, I've been working on this diorama, and it's going to be finished soon. So stay tuned for that. My Titan armor, and probably some video game stuff. So you never know. That's why you gotta subscribe. You can keep in on all the cool stuff we do here at the Xeon Remnants channel. So until next time, guys, may the Force be with you, and most importantly,